I'm from Kabul, Afghanistan, and in Kabul, the historic or the the monumental structures that was built mostly they are from the 12th century, and they are made of bricks masonry, the big bricks, and also for the methods of construction, the transportation of materials, we have like 5 ways. We have the pipelines, we have the air, we have the ships, truck. Yeah.
Okay. All these 5 methods were used in the previous generations or current generation?
No, in the current generation. And we have train as well, yeah.
Okay. Could you tell something about the previous generation, how they transported the materials? Did you explore it?
So no, I didn't explore it, but mostly they were using animals. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. You can mute yourself. Next from A section, anyone from A section? Roll number 53, Kirti Vasan. Roll number 53, Kirti Vasan. You hear? Okay, roll number 73, Nazir Ahmed. Roll number 83, Priya Meena.
She left the college, ma'am.
Okay. Roll number 91, Ritu Rani. Are these people here in this meeting? Okay, roll number 113, Rashwant Prasad. No reply. Roll number 109, Sridharan. Tilak, the people whom I am calling, are they in your class or are they in the meeting? Roll number 123, Vigneshwar. Okay, then I'll move to B section. Roll number 12, Jayashree. I'll be noting whenever I'm calling the name, just try to answer. If people are not there or they're leaving the meeting, everything will be tracked in your attendance sheet. Do remember that. And you will be marked as absent. If you had done the task, if you 1 minute, hold on, Jayashree. If you have done the task, it's okay, you can explain. If you haven't done, you can tell that you haven't done. That's okay. I'm not going to give marks for you. Okay? Okay, yes, Jayashree, you can proceed.
Ma'am, I didn't do the task, but I can recap what you taught in the last class.
Yeah, you can. Go ahead.
We discussed about this bricks masonry, and you discussed about what is wet mixture, stucco, and caulk. And then we went to what are the types of bricks, like traditional and modular bricks. And traditional bricks is something which is not of standard size, of irregular thickness and height, like that. Whereas modular bricks have some BIS standard, and it is of some standard size and structure. And then we discussed about the terms related to this masonry, like course, joints, bed, like that.
Okay.
And then we ended up with.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Jayashree. Okay, may I have roll number 60, Varshini? Yes, Varshini. You are unmuted. You can speak up.
Yes, ma'am. Stone masonry in Tamil Nadu. Examples our Tanjore temple. It was built around 1000 years ago, and the stone house in Ooty. It was one of the first stone bungalows to be constructed. It was built in the 19th century by John Sullivan. Sorry, ma'am, I'm not able to hear you. Okay, ma'am.
Did you explore by which methodology they transferred the materials?
I searched about it, but I wasn't able to find any proper answer to it.
Okay. Thank you, Varshini. Next, roll number 1 to me, Raja.
Hello, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
The historical monuments in Tamil Nadu are they vary according to the time period. Mostly they are stone masonry. Examples as told by Rashmi, Tanjore Temple and Meenakshi Amman Temple, Tirumala Nayakar Mahal in Madurai, etc. And the transportation module used here is mainly bullock carts. In those days, now tractors are available.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. You can mute yourself. Okay, let's move on to the class. I'll start sharing my screen. Is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I have a video for you. I'll just play it. Kindly make sure whether it is working. Will you be?
Yeah, it's
Are
working,
you
ma'am.
sharing? Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Thank you. This is how they transported. First, they transported the materials using the animals they had. They used elephants, bullock carts, even donkeys to carry the lightweight materials. Then they started using the laying of tracks. But then they wanted to carry it very easily. They want to pull it with the minimum man force. So what they did is they did waxing on the tracks. That would be reducing friction to. It will be easy for them to pull the materials. And we have seen about what is a brick, what are the sides of the brick, how do you name it, and a few portions we have dealt. Now we'll continue with the portion called closer. What is closer? Okay. What is a closer? Closer is a small piece of the brick cut lengthwise. You have a brick in this portion, you cut it lengthwise in such a manner that its longer face remains uncut and used at the end of masonry walls to maintain bond pattern. This is called full brick. You cut it this wise. It may be a quarter, a half, or a 3/4 portion. Queen closer is nothing but the equal half. You cut it into equal half. When a brick is cut along its length, making its two equal pieces, then it is called queen closer. What is called queen closer quarter? You know, this is queen closer. only the quarter path of the entire brick is called queen. Only the quarter path. This is called queen closer quarter. When a queen closer is cut into two equal halves, this is a queen closer, you cut into equal half, then it is called queen closer quarter. What is king closer? King closer are the portion of the brick obtained by cutting off the triangular piece between the center of one end. This is one end. From this center to this center of this side. From your header to the stretcher, you take the midpoints, you cut it. That will be the remaining portion is your king closer. What is beveled closer? It is similar to the king closer. It is similar, more or less. The shape is triangular, which you cut. Similar to the king closer, with the only difference, the whole length of the brick is beveled. This entire length you are going to bevel it. You take a midpoint along your header side, mark a midpoint here. You just slice it till the other edge of your stretcher. And what is mid-red closer? It is a brick whose one end is splayed or metered for a full length. This you just cut it. The angle of spray is it is cut into for 45 or either 60 degree. What is perpend? Perpend is nothing but an imaginary vertical line which includes the vertical joints separating two adjacent bricks. What is racking? You have seen this type of finishings over any buildings. This racking back or toothing back, this you'll be seeing. This racking back, I think it will be in your lawns, some parks, some common public areas. You'll be having this in your malls for the outer elevation for giving a lawn provision. This racks, there'll not be a need to provide it, but only for the architectural view they'll be providing this. And this toothing, this you can be seeing in some resorts or some hotels just to provide a better appearance. If you place a normal wall with the equal vertical side, it will not look that soothing. Just to attract, they are providing these conditions. So racking is nothing but the termination of wall in a stepped fashion. And what is toothing? Toothing is nothing but termination of the wall in such a fashion that each alternate course at the edge projects to this side in order to provide adequate bond if the wall is continued horizontally at later stages. You may even extend it. And do you know by this, what does this line actually represent? This line and this line? Yes? Any idea?
Continuing from different.
Yes, actually it is continuing. It is not from a different material. The same material or the same structure is getting continued. It is extended. You have the entire wall over my head. It is there. If I just put a continuous line, which means the wall is getting extended. This part, like this type of planning, you will be doing in your building planning lab in the future. Next, what is lap? We already saw about course, joint, bed. One such type is lap. The horizontal distance between the vertical joints of the successive bricks. It is called lap. And we'll move on to the mortars which we use in a brick masonry. What are the different types of mortars we use? Mortar binds the bricks and makes them act as a homogeneous mass. The following types are used for brick masonry. What are the mortars used? Lime mortar and mud mortar. These two were used in our ancient period. Then we started using cement mortar. Then now cement lime mortar and lime surkey mortars. These are all the things we are using it. Bonds in brick masonry. Bond is a method of arranging the bricks in courses. You know what is course? Horizontal laying of bricks is called course. The individual bricks are joined together. Vertical joints are broken so that to ensure distribution of load on the lower courses. An artistic effect is created when the brickwork is left unplastered. Have you seen it? Have you seen the brick wall unplastered in any building?
Yes, ma'am. A lot.
Yes,
yeah, that would really look good rather than finishing it with the plastering works over your cement slurry. You'll be pouring either cement slurry or lime slurry. Over that you have to go for your plastering. Over that you have to follow your painting of this much thickness, initial coat, final coat. And extra fittings means which your extra architectural paintings. So this much of layers can be cut when you're going for brickwork, left unplastered. What are the rules to be followed for bonding? The length of the brick should be equal to twice the width of the brick plus thickness of the mortar joint. Uniform in shape and size. All the bricks should be uniform. Yes, only then we can go on for a constant wall construction. If one brick size is differing from the others, then we have to push it, arrange it in order to get it tightly packed. That will not be good, and that will not provide proper, that will not carry proper load to your structure. Make sure whenever you are at the site, check whether all the bricks are constant. Lap should be at least 1/4 brick along the length and 1/4 brick across the thickness of the wall. Use of brick bats should be minimized. Vertical joints in alternate course should be along the same perpend. We saw perpend is the vertical line. In alternate courses, the center line of the header should coincide with the center of the stretcher, the course below it. You have a header bond and a stretcher bond. Both the midpoints or the center of gravity CG should be the same. Stretchers should be used on the facing only stretchers should be used on the facing only, and headers for hearting only. Every sixth course on both sides of the wall should be a header course. Always remember, these are the bond rules. I'll circulate these rules. You can have this for your reference. Types of bonds. We have so many different types of bonds. Why are we bonding it? We are bonding. We are constructing. We are arranging all the bricks in order to get a proper bond, so that we'll construct a wall as well as transmit the roof load to the structure. There are several methods for securing this interlocking or bonding as mentioned below. We have, yes, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. A header bond, stretcher
Yes,
bond,
ma'am.
English. Thank you. Single Flemish bond, double Flemish bond, garden bond, American bond, or common bond. First, this three or the five things are the very most important. We generally call it as the main four bonds are header bond, stretcher bond, English bond, and Flemish bond. Flemish bond is categorized into single Flemish and double Flemish. We'll see one by one. This is called the header bond. You know, we have already dealt about this brick. The top surface is called the bed. The front portion, that is this front view of the brick, is called the header. And this lengthwise face is called the stretcher. When you arrange all the bricks towards facing your front view, placing all the headers, then it is going to be your header bond. Can you see this size is very less compared to your stretcher bond? Stretcher bond is, you have to place your entire brick this wise. If it is going to be header bond, you'll be placing your bricks this wise. I have a video to play. We'll see. Did you see the video?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Header bond is nothing
Yes,
but
ma'am.
laying. Yeah, thank you. Header bond is nothing but laying your bricks in the front, like in the viewing the front portion. That will be your header bond. You have to construct your wall in that manner. I'll just highlight it and show. See, this is your header. This is your stretcher. And from this view, you're viewing the wall. So this is going to be a front view. Here are your headers. Why should we arrange all these header bonds in an alternative manner? Can you see this vertical joint and this vertical joint are not in the same position? They are either in a zigzag manner. Why is so? Why should we provide it in that way?
Cracks may
Crack.
be developed.
Yes, cracks, and cracks will develop if you are placing one over the other. That vertical joint will be exposed easily to chemical attack or any environmental attack. So your cracks will develop, and that will not transfer your roof load to the foundation. It will break the proper loading structure. So you have to go for zigzag pattern. That is the reason. First you lay a row of header bonds. Over that you go for the another like alternative positioning of your header bonds. And in this corner, why should we always place these quions? The reason for that placing quions is either the 3/4 brick or the full brick is you don't have the column. Only in your framed structure you will have your columns. In your load bearing structures you will not have the columns. So which is going to hold the load? Where the load will be transferred? The load is going to rest only on your This is a framed structure. This is your roof and this is your floor. Here is your column C. So this roof load can act on this column and this load is transferred to the floor or the foundation which you have beneath. This is in case of framed structure. When you go for a load bearing structure, what the thing will be is you will have only continuous walls. Wall either made of bricks or your any type of material, maybe stone masonry or brick masonry, where the load will rest. How this load will be transferred? In order to transfer the load only we are providing our quions. Can you see? These things are provided. If you place, similarly what concept we saw here, if you place everything in the same vertical line, if you place this and this on the same vertical line, crack will develop, the wall will not withstand the load. A similar case, if you place the same header bond over here, if you keep everything same header, then definitely the wall cannot withstand the load. Here in framed structure you have the column here, but in case of load bearing you have only this corner where the entire transferring of the load through the both faces of the walls will fall on the on this area, this, so that only we are providing the quions there. And we'll see this. What is header bond? The square face of the brick with a dimension 9 centimeter, 9 centimeter, 9 centimeter is known as the bond that is developed is described as header bond. Header bond for developing the walls with full the overlap is retained the same as the half width of the brick. To attain this, 3/4 brick bats are applied. In this corner, we are providing 3/4 brick bat. 3/4 is 3/4. In Tamil, they'll call it as mukkakalle. That is, you'll have the entire length. Only 3/4 you are taking that. Here you start placing from this side. Always you will not start towards your end side. You will start your structure from this side. You'll start laying your bricks from the header side. You come here to a certain point, you stop it. Then you place the 3/4 of your brick in this structure, in this wise along your northern side, this side. Then you place this in the cross manner. Then you continue along with the header bonding. You may ask that this is stretcher. If you have to go to this side and view, then you can view the header bond. Situation for the use is use of walls curved on the plane for better alignment and preferably in the foundation footings of brick masonry for better transverse distribution. Here you can see we have placed our quions. This brown color, which means it is highlighted as 3/4. Can you see it is 3/4? It is not, This is the full length and this is only the 3/4 length. Similar way here it will be only 3/4. That also we have to place in an alternate layer course. This is the 3/4 bat. This is the plan of the stretcher bond. You draw a simple plan. Have you completed your engineering graphics in the previous semester? Previous year?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
You know what a plan is, what a elevation is. Plan is nothing. Yes, exactly. Plan is the top view. If you place your header facing towards you, then if you stand behind this wall and see where will the length be, what the plan exactly will be is this stretcher face. So it will be arranged in this manner. And you can see the 3/4, also followed by the continuous wall of header bonds. And this is going to be your elevation. Yeah. And this is going to be your elevation. Can you see this continuous line which represents this wall is getting extended? And this is the stretcher bond. Now we are going to place your bricks towards the length facing manner. So you have to place your stretcher, stretcher, stretcher. And that also we have to place it in an alternative manner. This vertical joint should get discontinued here and it should transfer here. It should be like this in the same zigzag pattern. I'll play a video. Okay. Have you seen this video?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Stretcher bond, the bricks that are placed horizontally like stretchers, you are placing by this manner. If you are onto the college, it will be easy for me to take you one day to the lab and I can ask people over there to arrange it and show you. They'll arrange it and that will be very practical for you to understand. But in this situation, we are here and we should not stop our learning manner. That's why I've uploaded all these videos for you. And the length of the brick remains along the horizontal direction. The length remains along the horizontal direction of the wall. Effective to build up the walls with a half brick thickness. That is, the normal size of the brick is 9/18 or 19. If the wall having thickness is 9 centimeter is to be built up, then the stretcher bond will be ideal for that. This bond will be effective for the walls having lesser thickness. Consider wall having a lesser thickness. You construct a house where, always remember, when you construct a house, only the outer portion, outer walls of your building will be a thicker walls. Yes, do you agree with me? Are you aware of this? Only the outer structure wall. If you are constructing a single BHK, a simple house consisting of a hall, a bedroom, or so and so, something, individual house. That time only your entire outer wall, which means your outer periphery will be your, consider this is going to be your house, where you will have some internal room, kitchen, something, so and so. Only your outermost wall will be the thicker wall. And the walls which you are providing inside will be the thinner walls. The walls outside you have to go for header bonds. And for the walls that you are providing for the partition, that is, you have a closed room, a long closed room, where you have to provide a kitchen and a hall and a, bedroom provision or a restroom provision. Then you have to go for thinner walls. Thinner walls is nothing but the stretcher bond. If you place the same header bond in this manner, then the wall thickness will be huge and your spacing inside the house will be reduced. Is it not? Are you along with me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. That is the reason we provide outer walls with header bonds and inner walls with stretcher bonds. Okay. And this inner wall you can alter according to your thing because it is only stretcher bond. You can just chill it off and you can use it. You can restructure your house within, but not outside. Okay. Okay, the length of the bricks. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm here. The bond, this bond will be effective for the walls having less thickness, and the bond will not be suitable when the thickness of the wall is in excess of half the length of the brick. Where are these types of bond implemented? For sleeper walls, partition walls, division walls. In most of the offices, in quite an old offices, now you do have glass partition, wooden partition, and PVC partitions. In olden days, they had only brick partitions for individual cabins. That time they use this as well, partition walls for the division, and the sleeper walls are nothing but you will have unwanted wall where it'll be if you stand inside a room, it will be like the length will be till your the height will be till your hip size. It will be unwanted wall. For example, we saw in the gardens, lawn areas, no, that type of walls, chimney stacks and half brick thick cavity walls. And this orange color represents your stretcher bond. This is your header bond. And this is your English bond. You know your stretcher bond, you know your header bond. Now you are going to merge both of it and construct the English bond. I mean, is my network connectivity low?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Your mic is kind of disturbed.
Yes, ma'am. Uh, your
You are
voice is
not
not
audible
clear.
clearly.
Okay, okay, okay. I'm sorry, just hold on for a second. I'll be back. Yes. Is it okay now?
Yes,
Am I
ma'am.
audible?
Better. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much. If I'm running out of poor connectivity, please let me know. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. And this is nothing but the clubbing of both stretcher bond as well as header bond. You have your stretcher bonds at the bottom layer. Over that, you have alternate placing of your header bonds. Again, over that, you have your alternate placing of stretcher bond. Stretcher header, stretcher header. It's like the other shuffling. I'll show you another video. Okay. Did you see this video? Okay, now we'll see what is English bond. The bricks in the facing are laid in alternate courses. As you saw in the video, it is one stretcher over the one header. Here you can see in this way, if you view, you can see those are in header manner. Over that, it is in stretcher manner. When you see in this view along your right side of the wall, here the bottom layer is of stretcher bond. Over that, you have the placing of header bond wise bricks. The header course is commenced with a queen header followed by a queen closer and continued with successive header. This is your header. You have a queen closer followed by the successive header. The stretcher course is formed with the stretchers having a minimum lap of 1/4 their length over the header. Situation where these types of bonding is done is the bond contributes substantially to the strength of brickwork, may be particularly suitable for walls carrying heavy loads. These can be used in heavy industrial walls or structures where they deal with more of lifting loads. You'll be having many mechanical plants will be there where you have to lift up many huge equipments. In that type of regions, you need to have this heavy load. And this is the isometric view of your English bond. Next, we'll see what is Flemish bond. Again, this is stretcher, header, Now, this is nothing but the English was nothing, the alternate layer of bonding. But Flemish is nothing but alternate placing of bricks. You place header followed by a stretcher, header followed by a stretcher, header, stretcher, header, stretcher in the horizontal manner. Whereas English is your vertical manner. Okay, now let's see what is Flemish bond. Flemish bond are also known as Dutch bond. It is created by laying of alternate headers and stretchers in a single course. The next course of bricks is laid such that the header lines in the middle of the stretcher in the course below. The alternate headers of each course are centered on the stretcher of the previous, the above, top or the bottom course. Every alternate course of Flemish bond starts with a header at the corner. So you place a header, stretcher, header, stretcher, header, stretcher. For the breaking of vertical joints in the successive course, closures are inserted in alternative courses next to the quoin headers. In walls having their thickness equal to odd number of half bats are used to achieve the bond. The thickness of the Flemish bond is minimum one full brick. Minimum one full brick, which means it is 190 mm. What are the disadvantages of using Flemish bond? it is very difficult to construct because you should be very skilled. Only then you will be knowing. Now you have placed your header, footer, followed. This is the first layer. I'm speaking only about the front view. Over that you have to place your English bond laying. So it will be difficult for any mason to place it in a timely manner. They have to take time. Only those skilled and professionally trained people will be able to place it in a exact manner. Normal unskilled laborers will be little confusing and will time consume for them. So this is a major advantage of using Flemish bond. It have a better appearance but are weaker than English bonds for load-bearing wall construction. Thus, if the pointing has done to be for brick masonry walls, then Flemish bond may be used for better aesthetic view. If the walls have to be plastered, then it is better to use English bond. Only if you need the wall to be unleft or unplastered condition, then you can go for Flemish bond. Else you're going to cover it up with your plasters and paints, then it is suitable for you to go to English bond. And we have two types. I think it's time up. I'll explain you this tomorrow. We'll see work for the day. Kindly note down this work for the day. I just wanted to ask whether is it easy for you to do the work for the day, or it is difficult, or you find it time consuming, or it is really boring or not out of your scope. You have any such feedbacks like that?
No, ma'am.
Okay. I just wanted to cover the very basics because if you are into any firm or if you are into your competitive exams, your gate or so and so, you have to cover this basic portions. This fall under that category. So I wanted you all people to be very strong on this basics. Okay. I'll show you just a minute. Have you noted this? Draw the following in a sheet of paper.
Yes, ma'am.
Header bond, stretcher bond, English bond, Flemish bond. Is it okay? 4 types of bond that we have dealt in today's class. Is it okay? Shall I stop sharing my screen?
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Now I'll show you what I have done. I just wanted you people to do like this. Is it visible?